I want to talk to you about something that I have been experiencing, right? And that is this weird freeze. And there's there'll be times in the day, or, like my mind will be like brimming with ideas, okay, brimming with ideas. And I'm like, we can do this, I can do this, I can do that. And, it's not just about work, it's about everything. Like at all times, I think that my brain is just coming up with things that I could possibly do, create, and put out there. And every day just passes by and nothing happens. Nothing happens, not even the basic things happen. I'm just thinking. And earlier there used to be this typical pattern. There was this whole thing of I wanted to do something, I would freeze, I would not be able to do it, and I would judge myself for it. And I'd go like, you're so lazy, you're useless, and what's the point of these ideas if you can't even put them to execution, and you won't even remember them tomorrow. And this used to happen, okay? Like when the days would come where I would find myself having enough energy to create something, my mind would freeze. The day my body is in action, my mind would freeze. And I would be like, I never said anything. I didn't have any ideas. What are you talking about? And this has been going on forever in my life. And this last year, I spent some time reflecting on it, observing it, meditating upon it. And what I realized is this, that I have a crippling fear of failure, a crippling fear of judgment. While there is a creative part of me who wants to do, create, express, dance, there is a cynical part of me who's just listing the ways I could fail, flat on my face, make a fool of myself, be an embarrassment, have to disappear. There is this insane freeze, therefore. What I realized was not that any of the things that I told myself that I was lazy or whatever weren't true. It was basically that for every creative whisper, there was a cynical loudmouth. There was a loudspeaker to every creative whisper. It was like, no, this won't happen. This is how you'll fail. And the thing about our power is that it is our weakness. And here I'm talking about our imagination. We can imagine the best of things and the worst of things. The problem is that we give all the power to imagination, not to our brains. We do not use our brains. Are we imagining the truth? Or are we just so scared that we are in a freeze? Because we have to go deeper, right? We have to go deeper. So the fear of failure results in the freeze of body and freeze of mind when the body is free. That's a tough sentence to say. So what I'm trying to say is that we need to understand that we imagine out scenarios. That is our strength and that is our weakness. We can predict things. We can analyze things. We can assess risk. We can do so many things that have not happened because we can imagine, because we can calculate, because we are so quick, so fast. And I'm not talking about scientists. I'm talking about us. We know exactly when to leave because there's going to be less traffic. This is the shortest route we take. We do all of this advanced mathematics sitting here in the blink of an eye. So then there is some reason to trust this instrument, yes? The thing is that we end up trusting a lot of things that stop us from doing. And more importantly, stop us from being. Why? And here I want you to close your eyes and hear this sound. We'll come to the whispers later of creativity. Let's hear what is loudest in our head. Let us close our eyes. Let us take like a deep grounding breath and let us sit with this noise. Sometimes I take a pen and paper. Sometimes I try to listen to music that might sync up with my thought process. But more often than not, it is just a silent, meditative dialogue with myself first, and the second half of it is sticker journaling. And like I said, this last year, I just sat with this noise. I was like, I don't want to be productive. I don't want to be this. And I'm not saying I reject this concept. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that for this year, for this moment, I allow for my freeze to dictate my expression. Let me be curious. Let me not judge it, put it in a file and just categorize it under laziness of self. Let's not do that. Let's open these boxes and let's just sit with it. Why, if in the morning I came up with 10 ideas, did I not even write them down? Did I not even record them? Like, did I not keep account? I think they didn't deserve attention. Why did I not think they deserved attention? Because they were not fluffy. They were just too fluffy. They were not sound enough. They would have just fallen flat on their face. End of story. Why do I put a punctuation there? Why is the end of story there? And so on and so forth it goes. Have a conversation with yourself. Don't give up. Sit with yourself. Reflect with yourself. Journal with yourself. You know what is happening. And you know why it is happening. It's just sometimes some things are just hard to admit, aren't they? It's just hard to admit. I'd just rather be lazy than be a scaredy cat. I just rather be a creative in the confines of my mind than be a failure in the world. Let's not do that. Let's not do that to ourselves. Let's put ourselves out there. But before we put ourselves out there, let's listen to what the noise has to say. Because that's the freeze, you know? You're not listening to yourself. That's the freeze. The fear doesn't have much to do with it. I mean, it has a lot to do with it. It has everything to do with it. But our freeze is much more than just because of the imagination. So let's see what meanings our noise has attached to putting ourselves out there. Let's go a little deeper than these labels of whatever. Okay? So yeah, find wherever you freeze, whenever you freeze, and journal. Just speak to yourself. Just meditate. Whatever helps. Speak to someone. Get yourself a healer. Get yourself a therapist. It helps. These spaces help. We go into our freeze with compassion and we say, what do you want to say to me? What is your flow right now? Why are you blocked? So, yeah. Let yourself go beyond just the fear. Understand where the fear is coming from. Understand what it is trying to say. Okay? Lots of love and lots of compassion to this softness of yours that is scared. I send you a lot of healing love, that you may be able to sit with this child and hear her openly and with love.